me play for you and our viewers what happened earlier today when Senator Clinton was asked about the importance of this campaign, and she got choked up, a little teary-eyed. Take a listen.
I have so many opportunities from this country. I just don't want to see us fall backwards. You know, so, you know, this is very personal for me. It's not just political, it's not just public. I see what's happening, and we have to reverse it. And some people think elections are a game. They think it's like who's up or who's down. It's about our country, it's about our kids' futures, and it's really about all of us together.
Chuck, I don't know that there's been a moment like this so far in this presidential campaign.
There are now reports this morning that Hillary Clinton's campaign is changing to what's called a February 5th strategy, like the man you see on the left of the screen, New Yorker Rudy Giuliani. It comes as Clinton's support appears to be slipping, according to the latest polls in New Hampshire. Several new polls show Barack Obama far in the lead, and on the Republican side, John McCain gaining new ground over Mitt Romney. First, though, a rare show of emotion on the campaign trail from Senator Hillary Clinton. It happened earlier today. The Democrat became a little bit choked up during a roundtable discussion that she held with undecided voters. Take a look.
Some people think elections are a game. They think it's like who's up or who's down. It's about our country. It's about our kids' futures. And it's really about all of us together. You know, some of us put ourselves out there and do this against some pretty difficult odds. And we do it, each one of us, because we care about our country.
Athena Jones is covering the Clinton campaign for NBC News as well as the National Journal. She was at that campaign event. And Athena, can you give us a better sense of what happened there? For the first time, a woman who many of her closest supporters have said really needed to show her personal side appears to be opening up with new signs of emotion.
It was quite remarkable, Peter. What happened, it was at the very end of the roundtable. She'd been talking for over an hour, just over an hour, answering questions on health care and housing and No Child Left Behind. And at the very end, a 64-year-old woman from Portsmouth, from right there in Portsmouth, asked a question about, you know, how she gets up in the morning, how she does it. As a woman, how do you get out of the house, and who does your hair? And, of course, some of the reporters around kind of rolled their eyes and said, oh, that's a throwaway question. Why not a real issue? But it was clearly a moment where Clinton seemed to be, you know, very sincerely opening up and saying, you know, taking it beyond, you know, who does her hair. She joked that she had help with getting her hair done. But then she began to really talk about why she was running, and it really gripped everyone in the room.
Obviously, we haven't seen emotion from her, certainly not like this, in the course of this campaign that's now really beginning its second year for the Clinton family, hoping to become the comeback couple, if you will, in 2008. And right now, as we know that she's speaking in Dover, New Hampshire, in the McConnell Center. Did you have a chance to speak to her staff? I think the presumption by a lot of people who have lost support for Clinton is that she seemed to be calculating. This, for the first time, I think most will say, doesn't seem calculated at all. It seems very real.
Well, I haven't spoken to her staff. We spent most of it scrambling to try to talk to the woman who asked the question, talk to the people on the roundtable, find out what the reaction was, because certainly I overheard two women there saying, I wonder if the press is going to make this into an Ed Muskie moment. And at the same breath, one of them sort of put her hand to her chest and said it was a beautiful moment. We talked to one of the only men on the roundtable. There were only two men on the roundtable, and he said he didn't have a problem with Clinton showing this emotion. And we talked to the woman who asked the question, who said that she had come in undecided, but that Clinton sort of shook her up and that she was leaving decided. So that's how we spent the moments after this very remarkable moment, Peter.
Again, right now you're looking at live pictures from Dover, New Hampshire, where the senator from New York, Hillary Clinton, is now speaking to another assembled crowd there. Athena, the headlines in some of the papers in her home state of New York today read panic. And there are also reports that some within her campaign are suggesting she skip South Carolina, where it appears that Barack Obama is gaining large support from a state where 50% of the voters are African American. Is there anything more we know about that sort of panic within the community? Can you sort of feel that?
Well, you know, that they do a pretty good job of putting a good face forward all the time. I mean, there was a few weeks ago, it seemed that she was losing ground, and she sort of snapped back with the Des Moines Register endorsement, which, of course, didn't end up bringing her into first place in Iowa. But certainly when you talk to people here, when you talk to the staff that travels with her, they put a good face forward and don't sort of belie any panic. Don't talk about being panicked. So that's all I can say on that one.
Sure. Athena Jones is with the Clinton campaign for us in the National Journal. Athena, thank you. We appreciate your time.
Thanks, sir.
Right now, we're going to listen in to Duncan Hunter. He is the representative. Daunting it can be for a woman to run for president.
Difficult.
It's time that we are accepted as women for the full human beings that we are. You know, we are not carbon copies. We're not little paper dolls. We are women, and we have all of the feelings and concerns and emotions and passions that we should be able to express.
Access Hollywood's Maria Menounos is a contributor to NBC's Today Show and was the person on the other side of that camera visiting with her just yesterday in New Hampshire. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
She's had a lot of trouble sort of basically saying to younger voters, and if you're older than 50, you're voting for Hillary Clinton right now. If you're younger, you're voting for Barack Obama. She's trying to get that girl talk going. Is she keenly aware that that's her problem?
I think she is, and I think that's why she reached out to us at Access Hollywood. I know Tim Russert was a little disappointed that she hasn't been accepting a lot of interviews, but she is reaching out to the young female demographic and trying, because I did ask her in the interview that the voters went out for Barack, the young female voters, and she said, you know, things change along the way, and she's expecting ups and downs, and I think that was a key thing she had planned, is to do this interview to kind of reach out to a different audience.
One of the questions you asked her in a conversation that some described as girl talk at times was, she said what she likes to do when she has an empty Saturday night, which seems rare right now, but let's take a listen to that part of your conversation. Oh, take it back. We'll hear that in a second. So what she said?
Tell you what she said.
She said she likes to clean her closets.
She likes to clean her closets. She likes organizing, and she likes the beginning, middle, and end of it all. So.
What did she say that most moved you or changed your opinion, perhaps, or you think will really change her audience's opinion?
You know, I think it was funny, because I was with my mom the other day watching Chris Matthews, and I realized in that moment watching her that it's really difficult to be a woman on the campaign trail and not have a path that's been paved for you like the men have. And I talked to her a little bit about that, and she said, you know, it's really daunting to be the first female, but she's really excited to be paving the new path and trying to help future women who are going to be running for office. And it is just something to really consider. And of course, Barack is paving a new path as well. So, you know, it's not just her, but I do think that she has it the toughest.
Her chief strategists have said that they acknowledge, a lot of her supporters at this point are nervous, a panic described by some, that she hasn't been good about sort of letting her true self come out. She hasn't been sufficiently...
Well, that's hard, because if Hillary lets her true self out, I mean, if she came out and said, oh, my favorite show is South Park, or if she was letting a little bit more of herself out there, she'd be heavily criticized and scrutinized. More so because there is no person to kind of follow. We haven't been able to see another woman run for president to judge from the mistakes and learn from the successes and the failures. So she's doing the best she can. She's giving out what she can, and I think she's done a great job, at least with our interview, to kind of show people a little bit more of herself.
So let's talk about some of that more. About shows, you speak about shows. She said she likes to watch Dancing with the Stars, for example. What was the story behind that?
Well, her mom is a big fan of Dancing with the Stars, and she said that when she's with her mom, she will watch it as well. And if she has a free moment and happens to be on, she'll catch it. But I imagine Hillary's quite busy, so she doesn't get to watch television much.
The politicians making the rounds, including a visit with you, Hillary Clinton, on Access Hollywood tonight.
Absolutely. You can catch it tonight on Access Hollywood. I think it's 7:30 on the West Coast, and I don't know what time on everywhere.
Check your local listings. Very nice to see you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.